Hey guys, I'm here to show you how to make my carminative tea recipe called Bliss Brew. And this carminative tea is something that you can use when you're feeling bloated after a meal. So everyone knows what it's like to feel bloated after a meal, but if you have IBS or SIBO, the bloating is severe. This carminative tea, this Bliss Brew, is something I use with my clients all the time when they do have symptoms after a meal, which is especially true with people with SIBO. Maybe when we're first starting to work together before we really make progress, just to help them feel better in the meantime. And this is all natural. Let me I'm going to turn on the teapot here and start boiling some water. So for our Bliss Brew, say that 3 times fast, we're using some traditional carminative herbs. So I have fennel here, fennel seeds, anise seeds, and oops, okay, I think the video cut out, but we're good. And those are your traditional carminative herbs. And what carminative herbs are, they're herbs that have a long history with herbal medicine, traditional Chinese medicine. They help to reduce intestinal muscle spasms, and they can help you expel gas. So they help relieve that bloating and discomfort. And we also have research on this. We have research showing that these herbs are effective. Another carminative that you don't see in too many teas, but I really like it, is cardamom. And you can either use the cardamom pods and crush them like we're gonna do the seeds, or this is ground cardamom, and I'm using this because I already have it in the cabinet and I really like it. Going away from the traditional ones, we also have the option of using ginger, and I have some peppermint leaves here. So ginger and peppermint I leave as optional, and that's because people who have GERD or acid reflux or ulcers, or maybe you haven't had it diagnosed yet, but you kind of have that dyspepsia, that indigestion, or maybe you've noticed that when you try to take vitamin supplements or eat spicy food, it hurts your stomach. So if you have issues with the upper stomach and burning or pain, you do not want to use ginger or peppermint because they'll burn. You'll get the ginger burn. So I don't use, you'll see it in a lot of the recipes out there for soothing tea, and it freaks me out actually because so many of the recipes for soothing tea use ginger, and depending on the person, that could be a really bad idea. So not to scare you, because if you don't have those issues, you're gonna be fine with ginger. And we're actually gonna use, actually I'm gonna leave it out because I do have acid reflux. And so sometimes it burns me. So we are going to get started. So to get started, I can hear our water starting to boil. We're just gonna make 1 cup. So let's say I just had dinner and I'm feeling bloated. I'm just gonna make a cup of carminative tea, and I'm gonna start with, so you need a teacup with a strainer here, and a mortar and pestle like this. So I'm just gonna put a 1/4 teaspoon of fennel seeds. We're gonna do fennel, anise, and the caraway, because we're just making a single serving. If you wanted to make more servings at once, you could actually boil this instead of doing it in a teacup, and you could use a teaspoon of each, but we're just making 1 serving, and I'm using heaping teaspoons because why not? All right. And we have the caraway seeds. So, oops. So now we're just gonna crush the seeds with the pestle, and we're actually, crush is not the right word. We're just bruising them so that their oils and aromas will come out more into the tea. So let's just bruise the seeds. They're not going to crush up. They're gonna still be intact, so don't try to crush them. You're not gonna be able to crush them with this mortar and pestle. So I'm kind of doing a crushing, bruising motion. I do it for about 30 seconds, and then we're good. And it's still, I mean, they still are intact. So you can see I have not crushed them or ground them up. That won't happen. All right, so now that I have these, I'm gonna put them, pour them into my teacup inside the strainer with the strainer inside. And now I'm gonna add my cardamom. And you know what? I'm gonna go for it with the ginger because my reflux is pretty good these days. I've healed my gut and I think I'll be okay because we're not, so with the cardamom and ginger, it's really gonna be, take this off for a second, it's really gonna be just a pinch because like for example, if we were doing 4 servings at a time and boiling it, you would use a 1/4 teaspoon. So I have a 1/4 teaspoon here and I'm just gonna use a pinch of this ground cardamom. I'm gonna go ahead and put in a pinch of there. You guys, if you're really adventurous and you don't have GERD, you can even add a little cinnamon, but that's not in my recipe. And I'm just gonna add a pinch of peppermint leaves as well. So now we have the seeds and the spices in here. A lot of the recipes you'll see online have you use, you know, all seeds, but I have trouble finding seeds in some of these, like, and a lot of the recipes will also have you use freshly grated ginger. And to be honest, I just don't, I'm too lazy to grate ginger every time I want a cup of tea. So my recipe has the ground kind and it works awesome. So now we're gonna just pour the water in and we're gonna let this steep for 10 minutes. So you're gonna wanna cover it. I got my, if you don't have a mortar and pestle like this or a teacup with a strainer, I got mine on Amazon. They have a ton of options. So you're gonna let this steep for a while. Where to buy the ingredients? When you need, you know, 5 or 6 different herbs and seeds that aren't, you know, not all of them are super common, it can be really hard to find them all in the same store. So you can go around to some different stores. You should be able to find these at health food stores. I really like Mountain Rose herbs. I don't like to drive around to a lot of stores personally, so I don't ask my clients to do that. So you certainly can if you're a person who likes to go to the store. But I like to, I like Mountain Rose herbs because they have a really robust online store. They have any herb you can possibly imagine, any natural herb that we use for lots of our healing remedies and things. And you can just add it to the cart. You can buy them in small amounts or in bulk. And they're at very, very reasonable prices. So I'll put that link there for you guys as well. And they do have all of the ingredients in this Belly Bliss brew. So we are going to not wait 10 minutes. But once you're done with this, I'm actually gonna steep it more after we're done here, but you're just gonna pull this out. The seeds are in it, and you're gonna discard the seeds and see the tea is already looking ready. I'm gonna steep it a little bit longer just because it's supposed to. But that's all there is to it. And then you just drink it, and this is something you can drink anytime. This is a really great alternative to a lot of the over-the-counter remedies for symptoms because there's no harsh side effects. This is all natural. There's no downside to doing it. And remember that as we're working to heal our guts, our goal is not to just, you know, deal with symptoms all the time and manage symptoms, but our goal is to get to the root of the problem and fully address it so that we don't have to. But we all have times when we, you know, accidentally or on purpose eat something that triggers a flare. And so it's really, really nice to have some reliable and safe symptom relief remedies when we need them. So I hope you will join me next week for another live, and bye for now.